could have been with the 1966 Pittsburgh Pirates. 1966, it was a fairly uneventful year in Major League Baseball, but obviously there was a little bit of history made. During the season, the Los Angeles Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, and Pittsburgh Pirates were battling it out for the National League pennant. The Dodgers, a team that could not hit very well but had tremendous pitching, ended up winning that pennant over the Giants, who were a more complete team than the Dodgers, and the Pirates, who rivaled the Giants for being complete as well, with the exception of pitching. The Dodgers took the pennant and went on to get swept by the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Dodgers only scored 2 runs during the entire 4-game series. But could that have been different? Let's take a look at that 1966 Pittsburgh Pirates team. Because in and of itself, it's a pretty dang good team. We'll start with the starting pitching rotation. At their ace position, they had Bob Veal. Second, they had Vern Law, who was the ace at one point till Veal came along, and Veal could throw very fast. Third was Steve Blass. Fourth was Woody Fryman. And fifth, Tommy Sisk. The latter two not being very good during the 1966 season at all. The starting lineup consisted of the following. At catcher, Pirates had Jim Pagliarone. At first base, Don Clendenin. At second base, Bill Mazeroski. At third base, Bob Bailey. At shortstop, Gene Alley. In left field, Wilver Stargell. In center field, Matty Alou. And in right field, Roberto Clemente. In the bullpen, they have Al McBain, Pete Mickelson, Billy O'Dale, and Elroy Face. Now, you look at the pitching staff, it's sort of underwhelming. You look at the lineup, and you can see why this team was projected to compete for the pennant. Let's see what else could have been done to make this team better. The manager for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1966 was Harry Walker, who was one of a couple of managers to fill in for the Pirates, while Danny Murtaugh took some time off at different points during the 1960s decade. For this team, let's bring Murtaugh back. Just for no other reason than because I already have Harry Walker managing the what could have been 1969 Astros. But Harry Walker was still a third base coach for the Pirates. Still a coach for them. After the 1964 season, the Pirates signed a young catcher named Manny Sengien. Do you potentially call him up earlier than he was? And that gives you a much better catcher. Pagliarone was good, but Sengien, a lot of people believe is Hall of Fame worthy. In the 1966 draft, the Pirates, with their first-round pick, 15th overall, selected a third baseman named Richie Hebner. He's probably not going to show up in Pittsburgh in 1966, but he's a possibility. After the 1966 season, Bob Bailey and bench depth Gene Michael were traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers for Maury Wills. Now, this is a steal of a trade But this got me wondering, okay, well, did they move Gene Alley to third base? Was there somebody else I'm going to mention a little bit later who's some shortstop depth to Maury Wills? Well, it turns out, in 1966, the Pirates actually played Maury Wills at third base and kept Gene Alley at shortstop. So that's what we're going to go with in this situation. The outfield with this team is pretty well already set. Wilver Stargell in left, Matty Alou in center, Roberto Clemente in right. Stargell, a young, athletic guy with power. Matty Alou, athletic center fielder who won the batting title in 1966. And Roberto Clemente is Roberto Clemente. Definitely the star player on this ball club. One thing I would do to improve the outfield, before the 66 season, Bill Verdon was released. Don't do that. Keep him around. He was a very good outfielder. A little bit of depth to Alou. And you've also got Manny Mota on the bench as well, who can play the outfield. In the 1965 draft, the Pirates selected a 5'5" shortstop named Freddie Patek. Now, at the time, he was playing, well, he was in the Air Force, and he was playing with their local baseball team. And their manager was not very supportive of allowing for Patek to go to professional baseball. Well, Patek went to his, leader, his head, and asked for a hardship discharge to go take care of a family business. And that head fella, he did. He gave him a discharge just like that. Fun fact, that guy who gave Freddie Patek his discharge is actually my paternal grandfather. I've asked him about it a few times, and it's pretty interesting. And so, Patek has told me on the phone that my pop really helped him out with that discharge. And so after the discharge happens and Patek is gone in pro ball, Air Force manager comes storming into my pop's office and, "Why'd you discharge my star shortstop?" My pop says, "Well, I need a hardship discharge to go take care of the family business." He said he ain't going to take care of no family business. He's going to play for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pop said, "Well, he'll probably be making more money there than he is here," which was probably true. But what if Patek had gotten the discharge even sooner than that? Because initially, the Air Force baseball manager wasn't supportive. So what if he'd have been more supportive and then he just discharged him even sooner? He could have had more time to develop and potentially come up the next season. Not too likely, but hey, this is what could have been. So we're looking at everything. This team is already looking a lot better. But I'm really about to blow your mind now. I blew your mind with the 69 Astros by adding Nolan Ryan to the rotation. I blew your mind with the 67 White Sox by adding Dick Allen to the lineup. Let's add another starting pitcher to the 66 Pirates team. In 1954, there was a left-handed pitcher who lived around Brooklyn. Very talented. He attended the University of Cincinnati, and 3 big league clubs were interested in him: Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Giants, and Pittsburgh Pirates. He was close to signing with the Pittsburgh Pirates, except they never actually discussed a contract with this pitcher. Instead, they were too busy trying to sell the Pirates organization how great it was, but not actually talking about the contract. Eventually, he said, "Look, if we're not going to talk about a contract, I got to go talk to somebody else." The Dodgers did talk about a contract, and he signed with them. And did okay. He was a bonus baby to start with, his first couple seasons. He did decent until 1961, and then from there to the end of his career, he was absolutely lights out, considered one of the greatest pitchers the game has ever seen. And 1966 was his last season, but he was still legendary. This pitcher, left-handed starting pitcher, Sandy Koufax. You put him in that starting rotation, its value goes straight up. Let's improve the bullpen now. First of all, I mentioned the bullpen having Pete Mickelson. Well, before season, they acquired Mickelson in a trade, or maybe it was during the season. But regardless, they got him in a trade for Bob Friend. Bad trade. Friend was very valuable to the Pirates for most of the 50s and 60s. So keep him around. Because I believe Friend could also start too. So you have him in the bullpen. I just now jotted it down so I don't really have a uniform number for Bob Friend right now, but we can potentially figure that out here in a second. Pete Mickelson I have here having uniform number 19. It says here Friend wore number 19 as well, so there we go. We'll just keep that. But I'll go ahead and erase Mickelson and just put Friend. I apologize, I should have done this earlier, but I didn't. Still another right-handed arm. Don't have to change that either. Right. And there's one more addition to the bullpen here. Before the season, if you remember from what could have been 1967 Chicago White Sox video, relief pitcher Wilbur Wood was sold to the Chicago White Sox from the Pirates. And in a separate transaction, starting pitcher Juan Pizarro was sold by the Chicago White Sox to the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the White Sox video I mentioned, right, we just keep Wilbur Wood, but don't sell Pizarro. Well, for this case, let's do it the other way around. Keep both of them. Yeah. Get Juan Pizarro, but keep Wilbur Wood. So you got Pizarro in your starting rotation, and Wilbur Wood as your setup man to close your Elroy face. So now, let's take a look at this team. First, the starting lineup. Batting first at third base, number 30, Maury Wills. Batting second in center field, number 18, Matty Alou. Batting third in right field, number 21, Roberto Clemente. Batting fourth in left field, number 8, Wilver Stargell. Batting fifth at first base, number 17, Don Clendenin. Batting sixth at second base, number 9, Bill Mazeroski. Batting seventh at shortstop, number 14, Gene Alley. Batting eighth at catcher, number 35, Manny Sengien. Batting ninth, the pitcher slot, which can consist of any of the following. Starting rotation. Left-hander number 33, Sandy Koufax. Left-hander number 39, Bob Veal. Right-hander number 32, Vern Law. Right-hander number 28, Steve Blass. Left-hander number 24, Juan Pizarro. The bullpen, Left-hander number 22, Woody Fryman, gets pushed to the bullpen because the rotation is now better. Right-hander number 29, Don Schwal. Right-hander number 34, Al McBean. Right-hander number 19, Bob Friend. Left-hander number 31, Billy Odell. Left-hander number 16, Wilbur Wood. The closer, right-hander number 26, Elroy Face. And on the bench, catcher number 10, Jim Pagliarone. Infielder number 11, Jose Pagan. Shortstop number 2, Freddie Patek. Outfielder number 15, Manny Mota. Center fielder number 4, Bill Verdon. Now, how does this team fare? Look at the standings right here. The Los Angeles Dodgers finished with a record of 95-67 to capture the pennant. Giants finished with a record of 93-68 to be 1.5 games shy. Pittsburgh Pirates, 92-70, 3 games behind. Just 3. You're adding the speed and productivity of Maury Wills, as well as the more well-rounded catcher in Manny Sengien. You're adding more stability in your bullpen with Bob Friend and Wilbur Wood, so you're taking some of the pressure off Elroy Face. You're adding some bench depth. You're adding Juan Pizarro. And of course, you're adding Sandy Koufax. So Veal, Law, and Blass have some of the pressure taken off of them as well to perform every time they go out to the mound. This team doesn't feel as much pressure, therefore they can relax and just go out and play the best they can, which is very well. And remember, the Dodgers had Sandy Koufax in real life, but in this case, he's on the Pirates. So the Dodgers don't have him anymore. You take away all the games that he pitched, some of those games are now losses. Again, it's only 3 games. So now the Pirates, having all these new players, including Koufax, this is the Pirates' pennant to win. So they go on to play the Orioles in the World Series, and they do not get swept. In fact, neither team probably gets swept. This is a better series. The Orioles, still young, maybe a little bit inexperienced as far as postseason play goes, but they did sweep the Dodgers. That's a very close series, similar to the Astros and Orioles in 1969. Let me know what you think, because I don't know. I guess if I had to pick, I'd say the Pirates in a very close series, like 6 or 7 games. But maybe somebody watching this knows something that I don't. So please, in the comments, feel free to let me know what you think. Right. Once again, I'll say the starting lineup one more time. Batting first at third base, number 30, Maury Wills. Batting second at center field, number 18, Matty Alou. Batting third in right field, number 21, Roberto Clemente. Batting fourth in left field, number 8, Wilver Stargell. Batting fifth at first base, number 17, Don Clendenin. Batting sixth at second base, number 9, Bill Mazeroski. Batting seventh at shortstop, number 14, Gene Alley. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 35, Manny Sengien. And batting ninth, if you have the ace pitcher, left-hander, number 33, Sandy Koufax. Led by manager Danny Murtaugh. And then get these uniforms right here. This is pretty much what they wore, but put Pittsburgh on the road uniform instead of Pirates. Keeping with the long-standing tradition of wearing where you're from on the road. So they look good winning too. What could have been with the 1966 Pittsburgh Pirates? Let me know what you think.